Hello, I'm Dr. Harper. This video will be going over the syllabus for business statistics in spring 2021. Now you can find the syllabus on Canvas if we bring up Canvas. On Canvas, the home page for BANA 2010 business statistics. Right here, you can click the syllabus. Click the syllabus here, and it opens it up. And right here, you can download the syllabus if you like. Click right here, and you can download it. And it's connecting, and there it's downloading, and you can open it up and you can save it and watch it for later. Okay. Down here's the office hours. Now my office hours is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. And now the syllabus can also be found here on my website, mdharper.com. If you click on this link, it goes to my website under Business Statistics tab. You can come down, and right here's the syllabus. That's the syllabus we'll be looking at here in just a second. And over here, the textbook. Now, the textbook 1 is what we'll be using in this course. Click textbook 1, and you can actually order it from Amazon. Or if you go back, you can actually download the PDF. And here you can come up here and download it, the PDF, and actually have a copy of it. So that's the text. And so all this will be on the website. Now down here below, you see material for 2021 spring. I have these lectures, but I change the lectures every semester. I update them, I keep modifying them. And so you'll have a copy of the lecture here. I'll also put a copy, usually a Word file, sometimes an Excel file. Sometimes I'll even have a video, but they'll have links here, but you'll also have links on the different modules in Canvas. Now we're back to Canvas. Now, even though the videos link will be in Canvas, you don't need to go anywhere but Canvas. They will actually reside on my YouTube channel, this Dr. Harper's Classroom. And so you can see here, I'm generating this right now. Okay, but then let's go to the syllabus. Let's open the syllabus. Now, this is online course, section E01. And as we come down here, BANA 2010. This is the description in the catalog, just to match it up, this course in the catalog. And I guess there's a number of things in here that's important. One is the prerequisites. The prerequisites here, they're math here. And the important aspect of the prerequisites is I don't go over that math. You should know that math before you come here. And so I will be using math. I'll be using algebra, and so I don't go back and redo the math. Now, if some of the math you need a review, I'll certainly help you, but it's not part of the course. And if you have a problem with some of the mathematics, just come to the office hours, and it'll be just between me and you, and we'll just talk about it, and I'll help you with it. But it's not going to be part of the course. I won't take the course to teach math. I'll be teaching statistics. The other thing is the grade of C- or higher. If you notice down here at the bottom, I don't give pluses and minuses. If you get a C, you get a C. If you get a D, you get a D. And so I don't give pluses and minuses. Now on this very first page, I have the schedule. And notice we have 6 topics and 6 homework assignments. So what I will be doing this week, every week actually the first 6 weeks, I will have a lecture video describing the material, introducing the material, describing it, the definitions, how it's applied, and talking about these 6 topics in statistics. I consider these a very good foundation to go off in any direction to understand statistics. And you'll see some of the applications. In some of these areas, I will apply them to business problems. But these are business type statistics that are used pretty much every day throughout business. But also I have 6 homework assignments that's due. And notice Monday, a week starts with Monday and it goes through Sunday. So it's Monday through Sunday is the week, but Sunday is when the homework is due. Make sure that they are due by 11:59 p.m. Sunday night. Make sure you submit it. No homework is accepted after that due date. No late assignments are accepted. Make sure you submit it before then. So schedule your time, manage your time, make sure that you get that time organized to where you do the homework and submit it. But to help you with the homework, I will also have a homework video. So I have something called a lecture video, which I describe the material. I'll also have a homework video where that video will actually go over the material, go over the homework problems and how to work them. So you can see how to work them, but I don't work them all the way through. I'll set up, I work them, I'll set them up, especially the quantitative parts of the homework, and work them all the way through. Then I'll stop and say, what you have to do is click this and you get the answer. The software we'll be using in here is totally on Excel. All I use is Excel. And so I'll show you beginning this week. I'll say, here's homework 1. Here's how you work the different quantitative problems. Here's how you set it up in Excel. Here's how you do it, step by step by step. But then I'll stop and say, you click this and you get the answer. In some cases, I'll actually do it. I'll show you the answer to some of the problems. The others, you have to get them yourself. But I'll show you how to get the quantitative answers. And I'll do that Monday and Tuesday. Well, this is Monday. On Tuesday, probably Monday and Tuesday, I'll have that out. And so if you have any questions about either the lecture the lecture video or the homework video, ask me during office hours, Zoom office hours, how do you do this? Show me how you do this again. And you ask questions about it, and it'll be a Zoom one-on-one, and then we can answer. I'll answer your questions. So then you'll have an opportunity to watch the videos, try it yourself, get your questions, bring them to the office hours on Zoom, and we'll answer them. Now, the last part of this course is an exam and an individual project. And notice week 7 is the exam, week 8 is the individual project report. And notice both of these are due by the end of the course. So you have 2 weeks to do the exam and then to do an individual project report and submit the report on Canvas. Everything is downloaded from Canvas and uploaded through Canvas. But the end of the course is on Saturday, and that's why there's nothing over here, because it's not Sunday. It's on Saturday, March 13th. So make sure you get these in. Again, nothing is accepted after or even considered after the end of the course. So make sure you manage your time and get the exam in early and the individual project in early. So on the week of March 1st, that's when I will generate a couple of videos. And the videos at the beginning are on Monday. Usually the videos are open up on Monday. On Monday, a review for the exam. Now, the exam is designed for evaluations, which means I try hard to ask you questions you know. I don't want to ask you questions you don't know or try to figure out. You should know them. As a matter of fact, I'll even give a review guide to say, here are the kinds of questions I'm going to be asking. And in some cases, I'll tell you the question I will be asking, just with different numbers. And it's open book, open notes. Come prepared. Understand how to work these problems. You'll have them in front of you. Sometimes it's recognizing the answer. Sometimes it's doing arithmetic just with a calculator. You won't need Excel on the exams. A calculator, just a simple calculator like this, is all you would need to do a few calculations, but most of it is just understanding the question, understanding the answers, matching them up by getting the answers. So I'll give you as much help and support as I can that week for the exam. I'll do the same thing for the project reports. Now, in these project reports, I give you case study, and those are designed for communication. You have to write a report to communicate it. And I'll go through in detail here in the syllabus and also in the video on how to go about this report and how to do it. Okay. Now, as far as grades are concerned, the 6 homework assignments are 10 points each. The project is 10 points, and the exam is 30 points. So all of those are 100 points. It's all based on just a point system. Now this percentage here is calculated from the number of points earned by the total possible points. That gives a percentage, and those percentage then will be compared with a letter grade. Now it's convenient because the total points is 100, so the points is the percentage, but be careful that the percentage is determined from points earned out of points possible. On Canvas, a lot of times they will calculate those percentages differently. Make sure that if you don't turn in an assignment, you get a 0. It counts as a 0. And sometimes Canvas will not count that as a 0. It won't count it at all, but it does count. And I've asked them not to do that in Canvas, but they won't do that. They haven't been able to eliminate that. So I want to caution you that the percentage of your grade is determined on a percentage, which is determined from points earned out of the points possible. Also, your grades are based solely on the percentage of grade measured performance according to the table below. In other words, your grade is based solely on how well you do on these assignments. Participation doesn't matter. How hard you work doesn't matter. How many times you've taken the course. Just your performance on these measures, there's where your grade comes. And so I want to emphasize that. Okay. Now, the grades during the semester will be posted on Canvas, and you'll see them in the grade book. Now, the course grades, however, will be sent to the registrar, and they will not be on Canvas. And Saturday, March 13th is the end of the course. Sunday, March 14th is when I pull everything down, I grade everything, I send it to the registrar. You should have it that next week. You should see exactly what your letter grade is next week. But also, by the time you get there, I will post all the grades on Canvas, and you can figure out your grade anyway. So you'll know what the percentage grade is by this table here, because I'm not going to be changing that at all. Now, as far as rounding is concerned, I round 0.5% up. For example, if you had a 79.5%, 79.5%, that's rounded up to 80, that's a B. If you had 79.4%, that's rounded down to a C. That's rounded down to a 79, which is a C. So 0.5 is rounded up, less than that is rounded down. Okay? Now, I'm very strict on those percentages. I will round up, I will round down. If you're 1 point away, which is unlikely, that's going to be the grade. So I'm pretty strict on that. Okay. Now, one thing that I've been doing, I don't think I put it in here, this workflow here on the exam. I didn't put it in here. I don't have it officially in the syllabus, but I'll say this up front because I've done it last couple of semesters. I do it. And whatever grade you get on the exam, whatever grade that is, percentage-wise, if you get a 90%, if you get a 95%, you get an 85%, if you get a 50%, whatever percentage grade you get on the exam, if that is higher than the lowest homework grade, then I'll replace it for one of them, for the lowest. Whatever the lowest homework grade is, if your exam percentage is higher, then I'll replace that. Just sometimes through the semester, sometimes people make a mistake on one homework and you get a 0 or a really low grade. But if you can have a high exam grade percentage, then I will replace that one homework assignment then with your exam grade. But not 2, not 3, not all of them, just 1. So your grade in here really depends on doing the work and then demonstrating the work. And so only one of the homework can be replaced. Only one, no more than that. Again, I'm strict. But also being able to communicate your results in this case study. Okay. Now this course workflow, I think this is important. I've already mentioned this. I've written it out here so you can read it later. For the first 6 weeks of the course, the workflow consists of watching videos, that I'll post usually on Monday: downloading homework assignments, working the problems, attending Zoom office hours, communicating with other students through Canvas, submitting answers to the homework problems through Canvas. So every week you have to do that. Make sure that the organization of your time is your responsibility. But submission of answers to the homework problems are required from each student on time, because no late assignments are accepted. So be very careful. That's one thing I'm strict with. So be very, very careful with that. And then they're due on Sunday. On Monday is when I open up all the answers, and you'll see all the answers. You can certainly ask me Monday during office hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 about the homework. Okay, again, the videos, a link will be in Canvas, and there'll be a lecture video and a homework video. The homework assignments, make sure you download all the questions, and then you can answer all the questions, get the answers to the questions, but only when you have all the answers do you upload the answers to Canvas. In other words, don't start submitting them and try to work it. You only have 60 minutes. Well, I say that later. The Zoom office hours, a link is in Canvas. Okay, let's come down to the homework. So down here, I talk about the homework. For each homework assignment, questions will be posted on Canvas in a Word file. Download the questions. Utilize the learning resources, the videos and homework videos and everything. Carefully follow this procedure to submit homework answers through Canvas. Download the questions from Canvas, which will be in a Word file. Obtain answers for all the multiple choice questions. And sometimes they're multiple choice. Sometimes you'll upload a file, but get all your choice, all your answers. Get them all ready to go. This is key. Only when all the answers are ready to submit, and I think 1 or 2 times you upload a file, but usually they're just multiple choice answers, A, B, C, D, E. Well, only when all the answers are ready to submit all the answers only once through Canvas. Each student is responsible to submit answers through Canvas correctly, completely, and on time. Answers may be submitted only once. Assignments submitted will be accepted as an entire assignment and graded as an entire assignment. You can't submit a piecemeal. Once you begin submission, you have, this is key. Once you begin the submission, you only have 60 minutes to submit all the answers to an assignment. But all the answers must be submitted on or before the due date and time for the assignment. The due date and time are strictly enforced by Canvas. Canvas will not allow submission after due date and time, even during the 60-minute time window. So make sure you have all your answers ready to submit, and then submit, and then you click, 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 click. You only have 60 minutes. After 60 minutes, it's gone. And whatever you submitted, that's your grade. No late assignments are accepted. You have to submit it all one time. 60 minutes is more than enough time. Usually, if you have everything ready, you click, 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 and submit, and people rarely go over 10 minutes. Usually it's 4 or 5 minutes, and you're done. The entire assignment must be submitted on or before the due date and time indicated. No late assignments are accepted. Assignments not submitted have a grade of 0. The answers to the assignments will be posted online after the due date, and there's no partial credit. Okay, but you'll have a lecture video, you'll have a homework video, you'll have 3 Zoom office hour sessions, you'll have 5 different exposures to this material that I will help you with. So you have 5 opportunities to get all of your answers before you submit them. Okay, let's go back. Back to the workflow. Okay, during the exam week and the project week, I've already said this. I'm going to give a review video for the exam, an instruction video for the project. Again, no late submissions are accepted. All the links for the course will be in Canvas. But then, however, the material resides in different locations, and here they are on my website, my YouTube channel, and then the Zoom office hours. Each homework assignment is over a weekly topic, 10 questions, 1 point per question. Exam is over 6 topics, 30 multiple choice questions, 1 point per question, 90 minutes. The project is individual project report through Canvas, 10 points. And notice 30 multiple choice questions over 90 minutes, on the average 3 minutes per question. That's more than enough time if you're ready. Again, people are less, probably 15, 20 minutes if you're all prepared. So taking that exam is not about knowing the material only. It's about being prepared to take this exam. Reading the question carefully, reading the answers carefully, understanding the material, putting them together, getting the question and moving on. Less than a minute is all you need for each one of those. Okay, required material. Here's you have the textbook. Against the link is in the my website. Now this textbook too, I put this here. I don't use this in this course, but it's more advanced statistical topics. I put this in here because sometimes I'll have undergrad students who learn this material and says, I want to learn more about it. Boom, textbook 2 will do that for you. You can learn a lot more with textbook 2. It goes much deeper and much broader. Canvas, YouTube channel, and website. Now I put this in the syllabus. Here are the 6 topics, and I have examples and takeaways. This is not a complete coverage of the material, but I will emphasize concepts, definitions, and mechanics, graphs and measures. You'll see this next week and week 2. Week 3, CLT, the central limit theorem, but also I'll talk about Bayes statistics, because Bayesian statistics is pretty popular today. On estimates, I'll focus on confidence intervals and what they mean, how to interpret them, what they do not mean, how to misinterpret them. In hypothesis testing, I'll emphasize p-values and the hypothesis procedure and the concept behind hypothesis testing, what it means and what it does not mean. And then finally, regression, we'll get into correlation, interpretation of regression and correlation, and the ANOVA table, which is like an introduction to the application of multivariate statistics. And we'll just give a short introduction to the analysis of variance. ANOVA table's analysis of variance. It is analysis of variance. That's what ANOVA table means. But we'll talk about that. Okay. Policies and procedures. This right here represents my objectives for this course. It's a survey course. It's a survey course of fundamental concepts and approaches. There are 3 things I'm going to focus on: recognizing the problems, application of techniques, and communication of results. These 3 emphases are key in business. Before you can work a problem, you must recognize what kind of problem it is. And in some cases, I'll focus on that more than others. Unfortunately, it's a lot of times coming out of school, you know how to work a problem, but you don't know how to recognize what kind of a problem it is. Because textbooks will tell you, this is a problem, use this method. And so it's all about using a method. It's not about recognizing the problem. So I'll focus on that a little bit. Application of techniques, for sure, I'll talk about that. These are the mechanics. Communication of results, and there's where the report comes in at the end of the semester. The approach to the material will include progressive objectives of basic understanding of underlying concepts, a proficiency in the application of techniques. We'll be using Excel. Ability to evaluate and critique data analysis results. That's part of the project. An experience in communicating results in a business environment, and that is preparing and delivering a report. Okay, course structure. I've already talked about this. I don't give plus minus grades. Here is rounding. I've already talked about rounding. Material in the prerequisites. I've talked about prerequisites. The answers and points earned for each assignment will be posted on Canvas. I talked about that. Nothing is accepted or considered after the end of the course. So this course structure I've already talked about. I put it in here so you can read it to refresh your memory as we go through. Collaboration. Now, collaboration is important, is encouraged. Now, what I mean by collaboration is encouraged is that ask questions. ask questions of each other on Canvas, on students, ask questions on me at Zoom, office hours, but ask questions. If you don't understand something, get clarification. Get used to that now because you'll certainly do that in business. Ask people questions. How did you do this? What do you mean by that? What's your opinion? That type of thing. However, each student is required to submit original work. Don't give another person's answer, you give your answer. You get collaboration to understand what you're answering, and then it's your answer. Again, get used to that now because that's really important. You may not understand something, get understanding, and then you have an answer, and then you give your answer. No collaboration is allowed on exams. Only submit original composed individual project report. Okay, discussion will be on Canvas between students. Utilize that as much as you can. Use the Canvas discussions between classmates. Now, the collaboration is a responsibility of each student. The lack of collaboration does not eliminate your responsibility to submit your assignments when due. Okay, communication. Again, the communication concerning the understanding of the course material or the organization of the course should first be posted as a discussion between students in Canvas. Ask each other. Someone probably knows the answer. And so you just answer each other's questions. You could share whatever you want, okay? Communication appropriate for me, like if you need to ask me a question, should first be during the Zoom office hours. But when necessary, if you would rather do, well, first should be Zoom office hours. But when necessary, for whatever reason, communication with me can be through email or Canvas messaging through Canvas. Please use communications responsibly. In other words, Zoom office hours is much more efficient because I'm there, you're there, you can ask questions, go back and forth. We can share our screens. We can answer those questions very efficiently and effectively. When you start putting things in Canvas messaging, when you start putting things in email, I get a lot of emails. I get a lot of messaging from all my courses. And sometimes if you don't say what course you're in or I don't get the context, I may not answer it to your satisfaction. If we can talk about it, that's so much better. So be careful. That's what I mean by use communications responsibly, because Canvas messaging will be used if necessary. Email is used when necessary, but be very careful using those and only use them when they're necessary and use them responsibly. Should email be necessary for personal communications, use this email address and make sure you say BANA 2010. You can ask me a question. If I don't know what course you're in, I could answer that question relative to another course. It won't make sense to you because I don't know the context of the question. Okay, and that's another reason to ask it from your classmates. Other students will understand. They may be wondering about the same thing. So communications are extremely important because communication is communicate the right amount of information to the right person the right way. Okay, you can ask person who knows it, but you can ask them such a way they can't give you that answer correctly. So learn how to communicate effectively. And don't expect people to understand what you're saying. Make sure you say it to where they can understand and know who you're talking to. Okay, let's go on. I've talked about the homework. I also have the exam in here. I've talked about the exam also. And I say the use of calculator or Excel is allowed, but you'll probably only need a calculator. You won't need Excel. But there's no communication devices are allowed, such as cell phones or internet. You can only use the material in the course. Okay. Now the project at the end of the course, each student is required to select one scenario from a set of business scenarios provided during the course. And I'll do that. In that toward the end of the course, last 2 weeks, and originally composed a 3-page report. Each business scenario will contain a problem, a set of data, and a request. The 3-page report will include an analysis of the data, a response to the problem, and a defense of your analysis, conclusion, recommendation. This is what you'll be doing. You will just you will, this is what your 3-page report will contain. But I give a structure down here in a minute. The originally composed individual project report shall demonstrate a student's knowledge of statistics and ability to effectively communicate the knowledge appropriate to a business environment. Each individual report must be unique. Every person writes their own report, and each person does it their way, and no one, don't share between students. You write your own report, because I'll read them and I'll see if there's anything common. Boom, that's plagiarism, and I'll report it as to the Internal Affairs Committee. Submit the completed individual report through Canvas. Submit the completed individual report only through Canvas as a PDF file on or before the due date and time. So be very careful of that. No late assignments are accepted. So the report is 3 pages. The first page is describe the problem as presented. Here is the problem, and I'll be presenting it to you, and you'll just be rephrasing it. Okay. 2, analyze the problem and provide a technical response, saying, "Oh, that's the problem. Here's what I say," and you analyze it. It's going to be a business problem. It's going to be statistics. And so this technical response will be a statistical response. Statistically, here's what you are going to be doing. Once you get that statistical result, page 3 is present a discussion that will include your observations on that result, the conclusions, implications, or recommendations. You say, here's the problem, here's the statistics, here's what the statistics means to you. You analyze it, you make observations, you make conclusions, implications on what will happen to this company, recommendations of what should be done. So all of that is yours. Some people say, what do you want me to say there? I don't want you to say what I want to say. I want you to say what you think you should say to them from your analysis up here. Okay? Now, do not use a cover page, but use the title below on the first page. Title meaning like these lines here, and then boom, go right into the problem statement and use these titles. Then use the headings during the 3-page report. Headings do not necessarily represent a page. In other words, you have this heading, problem statement, content. Right after that, you have analysis of data, and you go right into the analysis of the content, analysis of data. If you go into discussion, go right into the content. Now, what I mean by the headings do not necessarily represent a page. This is not one page and one page and one page. Your analysis might be more than one page. The analysis may be start on the first page and go into the second page. Okay, it may go into the third page or whatever. But limit it to 3 pages. Okay, and the problem statement, the content here could be less than a page, could be more than a page. But don't go more than 3 pages. Succinctness is important. Being succinct, being parsimonious, as we'll talk about in this course, is important. You say just what needs to be said, but you say enough that needs to be said, but no more than needs to be said. Okay, be very focused on what you're saying. Finally, the general policies. Well, first of all, nothing will be considered after the end of the course. Be very careful and make sure you get everything submitted before the end of the course, especially the homework when due and the exam and project report way before they're due. You're given 2 whole weeks. That's more than enough time to get them done. Submission and grades. Everything will be through Canvas, and I'll post everything on Canvas. Your grades, again, I've already talked about this before, that no plus minus grades are given, and your grades are totally dependent on your performance. Academic dishonesty. Make sure that you do not do this. This is not why we're here. It's about learning. If academic dishonesty occurs on an assignment or exam, the work will receive a grade of 0. Any incident of academic dishonesty may be reported to the Internal Affairs Committee of the Business School for further action. And further action could be 0, could be an F, could be suspension, it could be expulsion. I've been here long enough that all of those have happened when people violate academic dishonesty. Do your own work. Learn. And do your work from your learning, from what you know. Don't do your work from what other people know. Do your work from what you know. The whole point of us is learning. Conduct, I've been asked to put this, faculty has been asked to put this in here. This is a link to the Code of Conduct. Here's university policies on diversity. Here's FERPA on family information. And finally, this last one down here is a care team on any type of incidences that either verbal or physical disruption, intimidation that's happening on campus. And they report this to the care team. They will evaluate this. Okay. Any incident of violent or disruptive behavior can be reported to the Internal Affairs Committee of the Business School as well at UCD. Conduct also includes etiquette that is respectful to all people, facilities, and the institution, in person and online. So be very careful how you use information and how you use online communications. Okay, our commitment. Faculty policy also stated in the past that courses at the business school should require students a workload in class and out of class. Well, we don't have class now, but workload that enhances quality education. And so you will, and usually it's around 2 to 3 times the amount of hours spent in class. But for this course, you'll be spending probably anywhere from 2 to 5 hours a week. So you have 8 weeks, that's 40 hours. That's a 40-hour work week. So this is like, 40 hours over 8 weeks. So 45 hours is usually an average, somewhere an average. Some people might spend 1 to 2 hours. Some people might spend 5 to 6 hours, but somewhere in that for a work. And so it's a commitment expectations that we disclose that to you, that there will be work that needs to be done. Policy on ads, drops, and incomplete grades. I do not approve ads or drops after the end of the course. And again, strictly no incomplete grades are given. Everything must be done between the beginning of the semester and the end of the semester, the end of the course, beginning and the end of the course. That's when this course is. It's not after. And so I'm pretty strict on that as well. Now, finally, this last statement is important. Policies in this syllabus apply to every student. Now, what I mean by that is I'm pretty strict on the policies on everyone. Some people bring up special cases. I have a special case, Once they bring special circumstances to the course, I will consider them, but I want everyone to know I will not violate the policies and procedures in the syllabus. Within that structure, I will help each student as much as I can in special circumstances. But within this course, or within the policies and structure and procedures of this course, I will stick to that. No late assignments are accepted. Nothing is accepted after the end of the course. I'll help you as much as I can. Okay, and that's what this statement is saying. And I say that for 2 reasons. One, sometimes students feel like they deserve special treatment and I should violate some of my policies for them because they're special. Well, they may be special, but I won't do that. The second reason is people who do follow the rules know that I will require those rules for everyone else. So you can be comforted in that the rules apply to everyone. Okay, so that's all I have for this syllabus. I hope this helps on getting started. This week, the week number 1, every week, the first 6 weeks, I'll have a lecture video and I'll have a homework video. So be watching for those videos. The link will be in Canvas. This link will be in Canvas. So that's all I have for today. I hope this helps.